Please welcome the executive producer of such classic films as Raiders of the Lost Ark and Back to the Future, the Irving Thalberg award-winning producer, Frank Marshall.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. How's everybody tonight? Ready to get started? Okay, great. A little over 30 years ago, I was fortunate enough to embark on a wild and wonderful journey that changed the course of animation. It was called Who Framed Roger Rabbit? And we just saw a little of it there this evening, just an amazing movie. And one of the geniuses that was driving that bus was the late Richard Williams. Let's have a hand for Richard. It was his vision and insistence that the impossible was not really impossible, just though maybe a bit challenging, that brought Roger and Jessica and an all-star cast of toons to life in a way they'd never before enjoyed in an otherwise real world. As you know, Dick passed away last August, bringing to an end a unique era in animation, his own. Tonight, the 47th Annual Annie Awards are being dedicated to the life, work, and memory of the one and only Richard Williams. So now, let's take a look at just a small percentage of Dick's brilliance and artistry.
I'm Dick Williams. I'm originally from Canada. I came to England in 1955 to make one animated film, and I ended up with my own elaborate business. I was a painter before I became an animator. The reason I gave up painting for animation and all the rigmarole was that I knew I could make paintings move. I want to make animation grow up. Animation ought to be able to carry serious concepts. It should be able to move slowly and with dignity, and it can be beautiful and lyrical. All these things are possible for animation, but we've only just begun to scratch the surface.
I would now like to bring to the stage Dick's children, Holly Williams and Claire Williams, and animator James Baxter.
So, Dick Williams was my first animation idol, my first mentor. He was artistically generous, curious, uncompromising, hilarious, blazingly talented. He was a veteran when I first met him, but he was just as excited to learn new things about this craft as I was as a novice. He never lost that passion. He was the one who went on the quest to wrest the secrets from the animation gods. to pass the knowledge of the masters to those of us who wish to learn. What he gave us through his own extraordinary work and his priceless teaching affected, in some way, everyone in this room. And we all owe him a debt.
I'd like to share a favorite poem of Dad's that he would say over and over by Robert Graves. It's called Epitaph of an Unfortunate Artist. He found a formula for drawing comic rabbits. This formula for drawing comic rabbits paid. So in the end, he could not change the tragic habits this formula for drawing comic rabbits made. So it was a cautionary tale. Dad never fell into that trap. He did the work, and he innovated, and he pushed forward until the end. He was a proper artist.
It may not be a surprise that my dad wasn't your average dad. His stories were as good as his jokes were bad. He had a love for the outrageous, and his laugh was so infectious. An evening with him could include any of the following: a cooked meal at home, but always the same meal, or dinner out with actors, comedians, and producers, listening to him play Dixieland jazz on his trumpet, watching movies, or helping him on a commercial that had to be finished the next day, going to bed because you had school in the morning, and waking up 8 hours later to him still sitting there finishing it off. They say people on their deathbed wish they had worked less, but I'm pretty sure he wished he had worked more. There was still so much more he wanted to do. Dad's last project was animating Lysistrata. The working title, he would say with a smile, was "Will I Live to Finish It?" Sadly, he didn't. He was somehow supposed to go on for forever. Thank you to the Annies for honoring him, and thank you to Dad for inspiring us all.